In this video, we are going to talk about growth kinetics. Growth for multicellular organism is generally increase in size of that organism, but in single-celled organism, growth is seen as increase in population. Here we can see how a bacterial cell divides by binary fission. Firstly, the cell's DNA is replicated, cell then elongates and gradually the cell divides to form two daughter cells. Other less common means of multiplication in bacteria are multiple fission and budding. In eukaryotes, cell division takes place by a process called mitosis. Also, cell division in eukaryotes is well regulated by a cell cycle. Some cells, such as germ cells in eukaryotes, undergo meiosis, in which a diploid cell divides to form four haploid cells. Generation time is simply defined as the time taken by a single cell to divide once. The terms generation time and doubling time are often confused, but these are not similar, as doubling time is the time taken by a colony to double in number, but generation time is the time taken by a single cell to double. But these can be equivalent under very special conditions, which are when every cell in a population is dividing to form two daughter cells, every cell has the same generation time, and when we are not calculating the cell death in the population, only then the doubling time will be equal to the generation time. But these conditions are not ideal and doesn't occur in practice. That's why these two terms should not be used interchangeably. Here we can see a variety of generation time in some bacteria, ranging from 17 minutes in E. coli to 33 hours in T. pallidum. Calculation of generation time. Here G is the generation time, K is mean growth rate constant. We know that G is inverse of K is equal to N upon T, and N is the number of generations, T is time of incubation. The formula for N is given in the box, where N node is the number of cells at time interval 0, which is at the start of exponential phase, and T is the number of cells at interval T, which is at the end of exponential phase. Here let us see an example where N node, NT and T are given. By simply putting the values into the formula, we can easily calculate the value of G. We can also calculate the value of generation time by plotting a graph between log of number of bacteria and the time of incubation. By marking the doubling population on the y-axis and extrapolating it to the x-axis, we can calculate the generation time. Here the relation between slope and generation time is shown, which is the slope is inversely proportional to the generation time. The more the slope is, the less the generation time will be. Whenever we plot the bacterial growth curve, we always get a hyperbolic curve. That's why we have named it the standard growth curve. It is showing various growth phases, which we will discuss later in this video. But the use of the growth curve is immense, as I have given some questions here, which you can easily answer by looking at the growth curve.
Starting with the phases of the growth are, the first phase is the lag phase. This is a period of apparent inactivity in which the cells are adapting to its new environment. Cells are usually in this period are synthesizing a new element. They usually increase in size, but they can't divide. Lag phase varies considerably depending upon the nature of the medium in which the cells are grown. The next phase is the log phase or the exponential phase. In this phase, the organisms are growing at its maximum rate possible, giving in their genetic potential, that is the R. Generation time can be easily obtained from the exponential phase of the growth curve. The next phase is the stationary phase. As the name suggests, the rate of the cell growth in this period is equal to the rate of the cell death. Cell death may be result from the nutrients limitation or the toxic waste accumulation, as well as the decrease in the oxygen level. And the next phase is the death phase. In this phase, the number of the bacterial cells are died more as the number of the cells which are divided. Some of the reason behind this is the continued accumulation of the wastage or the loss of the cells to ability to detoxify the toxin which are present. This figure basically shows the phases of the growth. Methods of the measuring the cell growth are, the first phase is the serial dilution in the plate count method. Serial dilution, as the name suggests, is a series of sequential dilution that are performed to convert a dense solution into a more usable concentration. Or we can say that the serial dilution is often associated with reducing the concentration of the cell in a culture to simplify the operation. In this process, the density of the cells are reduced in each step so that it is easier to calculate the concentration of the cell in its original solution by calculating the total dilution over the entire series. The Petrov-Hawking counting chamber is basically used to counting the number of the bacterial cell in similar grids or different grids. Uh, when we grow a bacterial in a liquid medium or a suspension, the solution appear turbid. This is the reason behind that is the bacterial culture act as a solution colloidal suspension that blocks the some of the light passing through the culture. So the greater the percentage of the transmittance, that means the lower the number of the bacteria. If the greater the absorption, means the greater the number of the bacteria which are present in the suspension. This instrument, which is basically used to measure the turbidity of the suspension, it consists of a light source, a filter which allow a single, that is the monochromatic light, to pass through the a sample tube which containing the bacterial suspension, and the photocells that compare the amount of light passing through it. This figure basically shows how the spectrophotometer worked. These are the basically the figure which show how the working of the spectrophotometer. In this, the spectrophotometer measure the transmission or the reflection of the visible light. It measures the intensity of the light, where the as the photocell detect the all kinds of light in all kind of condition, that the range is from the visible to the infrared light. This graph basically shows the as the number of the bacterial cells are increased in the suspension, then there is an increase in the absorption.
The aim of the experiment is to demonstrate growth kinetics by turbidity method using rice water. Here I have made a very basic type of spectrophotometer with the resources available at home. I have placed a blue paper as a light filter in the background, this cardboard box which I have cut open from here so that light can pass through it, a cut at the top to fit the sample tube, and finally a slit in the front so that the amount of light which is not absorbed by the material passes through this slit. By calculating that amount, we can further calculate the absorbance of light by the material. Here I am using an app called Colorimeter to measure the intensity of light passing through the slit. You can see I have focused the camera on the slit, and the app is showing us 3 color readings, but we will only focus on the blue color reading as we are using a blue color filter in the background. For the standard reading or the control, I am going to use distilled water, as absorbance by distilled water is least compared to the other samples. Okay, so reading for distilled water is 103. For the sample, I have parboiled some 10 to 20 rice grains, for which I will be taking reading every 12 hours starting from the 0-minute reading. This is sample number 1, that is rice water at 0 minute, placing it in the apparatus and taking reading for the same. The reading comes out to be 94 for 0-minute sample. Taking the second reading after 12 hours, it comes out to be 86. After 24 hours, it is 8. Similarly, I have calculated the blue values for 36, 48 and 60 hours, as you can see in the table. To calculate the absorbance of light by the material, we have to take negative log of I upon I node, where I node is the intensity of light passing through distilled water, while I is the intensity of light passing through the sample for which we are calculating the absorbance. Here I have calculated the absorbance for each sample using the previous formula. By plotting a graph for the given values, the phase which you can see is the exponential phase. Here we can conclude that turbidity method is a very easy and quick method to assess the cell growth.